Hey there folks, it's the 10th of September of 2021 and we've got two systems either side of North America, and probably the biggest story of the day has been Hurricane Olaf that has struck Baja, so let's jump in with North America. Hurricane Olaf intensified into a Category 1 hurricane. It was officially a Category 1 at first landfall. It actually later was upgraded to 85 knots briefly and then back down to 80 knots, but at 85 knots it was a Category 2, so officially Category 2 at overland. That made it a Delta class on the cyclone scale. Hurricane conditions, flash floods and landslides, all a severe continuing risk on the Baja Peninsula. The hurricane warf actually makes the storm maintain heavy rain, severe rain over the Baja Peninsula, with the storm struggling along the west coast and really lasting for another 24 hours yet before it heads off and weakens over the eastern Pacific. Meanwhile, Larry has trundled past Bermuda, which is down here, and is now heading up towards Newfoundland, the system's strongest winds on the eastern side of the storm, and you can see it sweep up across Newfoundland with hurricane force conditions in southeastern Newfoundland as it passes over in the early hours of Saturday. In the West Pacific, well my god, we've got Super Typhoon Chanthu that has re-intensified and is very likely a Category 5 again after briefly dropping down to Category 4. Probably an eyewall replacement cycle happened, and now the storm is heading up and getting precariously close to Luzon, which is this island over here. But of even more concern are the islands further to the north. The satellite-based estimates are giving 145 knots, which would make it a Theta class on the cyclone scale. Chanthu has begun its turn to the northwest, and as you can see in the hurricane warf, the hurricane force winds, which are indicated by the purples, don't actually impact Luzon in this simulation. So that's some good news, but the bad news is that these islands up here, and particularly these ones, which I'll show you in a moment, do get the full force of the storm, depending on the track. Precisely how much the impact of the eye will be on these islands is dependent on that, but you can see a major hurricane impact at least in the warf simulation. Here is the Terra Modis image brought into Google Earth. If we go forward over the storm, you'll see the islands up ahead lying in wait. Bringing in the Joint Typhoon Warning Center track, there are two groups of islands that are in the path, and the ones over here are the Babuyan Islands, and then these up here are the Batanes, and there are about 19,000 people living on these islands. People in these islands need to find their shelters quickly and prepare for the possibility of Category 5 extremely damaging winds, which are possibly due on 21 UTC Friday, which their time will be overnight Friday to Saturday night. It's still unclear how this storm will impact Taiwan and if it will impact it. The JTWC and other models indicate a direct landfall on southern Taiwan, whereas the hurricane warf here has it a bit east and missing most of the island, although coming extremely close. Beyond that, things get a bit weird. Count as weak steering, it kind of wobbles around. So, not sure where it's going to go. We'll have to wait. It's an exceptionally dangerous storm that residents on these islands need to take very, very seriously. Meanwhile, to the west of Chanthu, we have Conson, which is impacting the Vietnam over here. It's probably going to be a tropical storm at landfall or minimal typhoon, but the amount of rain is going to be extraordinary over a long period in central Vietnam, with landslides and flooding risk. And that will do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm doing updates every day at the moment, so I hope you'll catch up with us tomorrow as we continue to track Super Typhoon Chanthu as it piles up towards the northwest, and Conson and the others. But particularly Chanthu, I mean, look at this thing. It's a beast. See you in the next one.